Greetings, friends. Slam Masters here with Effortless Introvert Power Social Skills for Men. This is how to get girls in bed with physical openers. Let's get started. So, what are physical openers and what are openers in general? Well, the opener is just whatever you're doing to get her attention initially, because doing nothing is decidedly ineffective. So you have to do something to get her attention. So there's a number of different kinds of openers in general. There's many different tactics, but there's a few different kinds. One would be verbal, so you have to actually say something, which some of us find more difficult than others. There's nonverbal, where you are essentially looking for eye contact, trying to establish eye contact using body language, looking for indicators of interest, that type of thing. So be more like nonverbal, but these are physical openers. So these are simple things you can do physically to open the conversation as opposed to actually saying something first. So one strategy that you can use here is just a high five. So you could be in any situation. You could be in a sports bar, for example. It would have to be a situation where you're in contact, we're close enough in contact with her enough to do this. But rather than actually going up to her and trying to establish a conversation, you could just take any excuse at all to high five her. Maybe somebody scores, using the sports bar analogy, or maybe you're at a concert, or anything really. You can use an excuse and see if you could even be at a coffee shop, right? I mean, you find whatever reason to just try this out. And if she goes along with it, then you can just move into attraction material. You can actually high five her. And then, for example, if you were at that sports bar, you could just ask her a question about what is going on in your environment, like what team does she like, that type of thing, or something along those lines, and just use that as an in to start the conversation and then move into attraction material. Now, another way you can do this physical opener would be the motion over. Now, here you're not actually doing anything to touch her. You would be across a room in this case. This fits more in line with what we were talking about in terms of the non-verbal openers. So this would be sort of a combination of that, because what you're doing here is putting yourself in a situation where you have to get her attention, and she has to be looking at you for this to work. But if she is looking at you, so you can even try and establish some eye contact, see if she looks back, and then just call her over with your hands, as in motion her over to come to you. And half the time she will actually do it, particularly if there's any sort of spark from across the room type of thing. But it's worth trying out, because it's a lot less intimidating to just establish some eye contact and have someone motion her over than it is to go randomly start a conversation for some of us. So try this out if you are looking for different ways to open the girl without actually having to go and figure out what to say. And then once she does come over, you can make an observation about her specifically, or the environment, or make some kind of a comment about what's going on around you, and then move into attraction material from there. Now, if you want more information on what to say and what to do in terms of the attraction material, and what to do after you use these techniques, below, somewhere around here around this video, in the description or elsewhere, you'll see a link to our newsletter. If you join that, we're going to send you a free book called Make Small Talk Sexy, and that will go into much more detail as to what you do after you use these physical openers or any other openers. And if you don't have that, this book by itself changed my game altogether. Now, it went from 0 results to plentiful results just from this one book. So if you don't have it, it's totally free. Go check it out in the description. Hope you find this helpful. Speak to you soon.